Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, what you may encounter if you follow Lake Ontario to Sterling's Nature Center.
And it's a story you heard from us first. We have updates on the fire that occurred on Birch Lane last night.
Plus, find out how a student-led organization is seeking justice for Palestine at SUNY Oswego.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Haley Kaiser.
And I'm Matthew Rivenberg.
Pro-Palestine protests have been happening all over campuses nationwide, hoping that their voices will be heard by the institutions they attend. The students have one demand of their schools: stop doing business with Israel or any companies that support its ongoing war in Gaza.
Students for Justice in Palestine is holding a rally this Friday, April 26th, outside of Colkin Hall. This is the organization's second rally to occur in less than a month. SJP's President Kaylin Jimenez spoke with us during their previous rally. She said that organizing events like these take a lot of time, a lot of work, and hopes that it will one day pay off.
It's bittersweet because it's been so silent, but the fact that we're getting to the momentum we want to get at, and the fact we are building the masses, that's what's important. And we'll continue to do that. Yeah, so just building our masses and finally getting to a point where we can have a beautiful mass movement on Oswego's campus.
We reached out to SJP for a statement about their upcoming rally, but have not received a response.
The Oswego community may be familiar with Wanzone's Calzones, a popular calzone restaurant, but how much do they know about its owner? Tonight, SUNY Oswego alumnus Jason Shee shared his entrepreneurial journey from graduate to local business owner with students in Rich Hall. At 7, attendees got to learn about the philosophy, strategies, and decisions that backed the genius of decades-long business. There was exclusive insights into branding, entrepreneurship, and business strategy. There was much that attendees could learn from the popular Oswego Calzone restaurant. The event was hosted by SUNY Oswego's Financial Management Association.
Last night, the Scriba Fire Department responded to a fire at 38 Birch Lane. The Oswego County Fire Investigation Team is investigating the cause of the fire of a 12-unit apartment building that engulfed in flames. Over 60 firefighters from Oswego City, Minetto, Novellis, Volney, and New Haven also responded. All of the apartments were occupied at the time of the fire, and all tenants evacuated before personnel arrived. The fire was extinguished at 8 p.m. All apartment tenants in the building are being assisted by the Red Cross.
2 men saved a driver who crashed into a pond in the town of Clay on Tuesday. The Moyers Corners Fire Department responded to the scene and reported that there were no injuries. When the crash happened, several people rushed to help, with 2 people who saw the crash dive into the pond, with others calling 911. The driver was an 83-year-old woman, according to witnesses.
President Biden will be visiting downtown Syracuse tomorrow. The president is expected to discuss how the CHIPS and Science Act and his Investigating America agenda is growing the economy and creating jobs in central New York and communities across the county. According to the White House, airspace will be restricted when the president arrives in Syracuse between 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. There will be no parking on West Jefferson Street and Walton Street from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Moving on to state news, House Speaker Mike Johnson visited Columbia University today in the midst of pro-Palestinian protests. He called on the president of the university to resign if she cannot, quote, immediately bring order to this chaos. Johnson met with Jewish students to assess their safety at Columbia. The university plans to continue hybrid classes for the rest of the semester.
Governor Kathy Hochul announced 21 transformational projects for the northern part of New York State, specifically in Ticonderoga, Cape Vincent, Lyons Falls, and Waddington. The projects are a part of New York's Downtown Revitalization Initiative and NY Forward. Hochul says the fundings will, quote, help communities carry out their plans to enhance the quality of life for New Yorkers draw visitors, and spur economic opportunity for generations to come.
Governor Kathy Hochul announced today that the construction of the Sterling Nature Center and Resiliency Education Building has been completed. Cayuga County was given $3.2 million in grant funds by New York's Resiliency and Economic Development Initiative for this project. The Sterling Nature Center is a nature preserve with 2 miles of Lake Ontario shoreline, almost 1,500 acres of land, and about 9 miles of trails. Well, the weather in Oswego has been cloudy and rainy recently, but I've heard that we have some warmer weather to look forward to this weekend.
That's right, Haley. I wonder when the sun will finally make an appearance. But let's take a first look at your forecast with Storm Team 10 Chief Meteorologist Evan Bedron. Evan?
Yeah, we'll be seeing our first round of sun tomorrow. But I mean, with the sun returning, temperatures are going to go down though. So kind of the opposite of what you'd expect. And looking at tonight's temperatures, notice 40 here in Syracuse, 36 in Oswego. I mean, much of the state is going to be sitting about the 40-degree mark. Some areas sitting in the upper 30s. I mean, areas in the further south can even see temperatures reaching the mid-20s. More of my full forecast coming up after the break. But first, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Evan. Still ahead tonight, abortion rights in question across the country.
Plus, how pro-Palestinian projects could affect Biden's re-election campaign.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Welcome back to WTOP. I'm Storm Team 10 Chief Meteorologist Evan Bedron. You know, before the break, I was talking about those temperatures tonight. They're going to be very, very cold. I mean, some areas can see temperatures in the mid-20s. And tomorrow, temperatures are also going to be not quite near 50 degrees. And looking at our departure from normal, notice the beginning part of April, we were kind of below average. We kind of rebounded, though, throughout much of mid-April. That first weekend, though, or last weekend, we saw temperatures below average. But we're expecting temperatures to increase, though, as you go throughout the rest of your week. And looking at our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, notice we're in that red. We're not in the deepest part of the red, just because temperatures tomorrow are going to be cool. And also about mid next week, we're also expecting temperatures to cool back down into about seasonably cool numbers. But first, look at tonight's forecast. Notice clear skies, 43 degrees as your low, and near calm winds. So that wind's not going to be too much of a factor in our temperatures tonight. But it is still going to be very, very cold tonight. And with those cold temperatures, you know, I know it's the end of April, we're getting close to May, but yes, you will need your scraper tomorrow morning. Just a quick scrape though, areas further south, you know, maybe the southern hills of Syracuse, or if you go towards the Tug Hill near Watertown, maybe you want to spend a little extra time scraping off your car tomorrow. And looking at hourly forecast for tomorrow, clear and cold tomorrow, 36 degrees to start your day at around 9 a.m. Warming up around noontime though. Temperatures not quite near 40 degrees, but we are starting to warm up. Still sunny skies though, so it's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. It's just going to be very, very cold. And around 3 p.m. though, 41 as your around near your high tomorrow. 43 is going to be mainly your high, but temperatures are not going to quite near mid 40s. Clear and cool. Temperatures going down around 6 p.m. And as you go towards 9 p.m. past sunset, cold and calm conditions, maybe some high clouds mixed here and there. And if you're planning to look at the sunset tomorrow, I mean, it's going to be a very beautiful night to see the sunset, but that 41 degrees is not going to be very nice to you. So make sure you are bringing a jacket if you are planning on going to see the sunset tomorrow. And that's because this high pressure off towards our west is going to keep us chilly into Friday. But notice off towards our west, showers and a warm front is going to slowly make its way over to our area into Saturday. So Saturday we're going to start out clear, but as our warm front approaches us, clouds start increasing. We're going to see more of a chance of showers, warmer air approaching us, setting us up for a very beautiful but cloudy Monday. Temperatures 75 on Monday. Overnight, over the weekend, temperatures about low 60s going to the upper 60s on Sunday. And as you go throughout the rest of your week, Tuesday, 63 degrees, showers. And as you go towards Wednesday midweek, temperatures decreasing back into the upper 50s, but partly cloudy skies return to our area.
Thank you, Evan. Wellness management student Carolyn Simplicio won a national award as an outstanding graduate major provided by Eta Sigma Gamma. It honors academics as well as commitment to a community. Simplicio plays volleyball at Oswego and does community service. Simplicio hopes to become a physical therapist and is applying for programs now.
The music department invites the campus community to celebrate 3 of its retiring faculty members. The reception celebrates Juan Lamana and Todd Graber and Julia Pretzat, who's also the former dean of the School of Communication, Media, and the Arts. Light refreshments will be served and attendees will be invited to share their memories.
Moving on to national news, abortion is being discussed across the country as the State House just voted to overturn a Civil War-era abortion ban that was reinstated by the Arizona Supreme Court. This could pave the way for Arizona to return to a 15-week abortion ban. The Supreme Court just heard a case for Idaho as well, considering how Idaho's abortion ban applies in cases of medical emergencies. The current legislation allows abortion when the mother's life is threatened, but not in other medically dangerous situations. The case remains undecided. Pro-Palestinian protests are rocking American universities, but could they have an impact in November?
The demonstrations could create a potential challenge for President Biden's re-election bid this fall. Karen Kaifa has more details.
After signing a $95 billion bipartisan foreign aid package, including funding for Ukraine, Taiwan, and Israel, President Joe Biden highlighting the legislation's humanitarian help for Gaza and urging Israel to ensure it reaches Palestinians quickly.
We're going to immediately secure that aid and surge it, including food, medical supplies, clean water. And Israel must make sure all this aid reaches the Palestinians in Gaza without delay. Biden reiterated that his support for Israel is ironclad, a backing at odds with some young progressives taking part in a growing number of pro-Palestinian demonstrations on college campuses, and whose support the president will need in November. While the national spotlight has been on Columbia's New York City campus, similar demonstrations have grown across the country this week. From Brown University in Rhode Island to the University of California at Berkeley. The White House, trying to both condemn anti-Semitism and address the gravity of the situation in Gaza, said they have been monitoring the protests.
We believe in people being able to express themselves in a peaceful manner, but when we're talking about hateful rhetoric, when we're talking about violence, we have to call that out.
Political allies of President Biden downplaying a potential loss of support among young protesters in November.
I hope they will give the president time to show that his leadership in the Middle East ultimately will prove out to be aligned with American values.
At the White House, I'm Karen Kaifa.
According to Tufts, approximately 50% of young voters ages 18 to 29 voted in the 2020 presidential election, a remarkably high level of participation since the voting age was lowered to 18.
In the foreign aid package Biden signed today, the U.S. is examining TikTok. The bill requires TikTok's owner ByteDance to sell or spin off the app within 270 days. If they do not, the app will be removed from U.S. app stores. The ban could affect the 170 million U.S. users as well as content creators and is being criticized as unconstitutional by TikTok's CEO. When WTOP-10 nightly news continues, pop icons have raised concerns about concert ticket sales.
And a new Barbie will honor an Olympic figure skater.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up with that one.
Matthew,
Broadcast news.
look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
In consumer news, new federal rules say air travelers deserve more than just vouchers or travel credits when flights are delayed or canceled. The Transportation Department announced Wednesday that passengers will receive an automatic cash refund if a domestic flight is delayed more than 3 hours. The same applies for international flights 6 hours or more behind schedule. Airlines are also required to be upfront on fees or baggage and flight changes.
Ahead of Asian American and Pacific Islanders Heritage Month, champion figure skater Christy Yamaguchi is getting a new Barbie. This new Barbie will honor Yamaguchi's history-making turn as the first Asian American woman to win the gold medal in Olympic figure skating. The doll is available to buy now ahead of the month-long celebration.
Taylor Swift's Eras Tour last summer was the highest-grossing concert tour of all time. Swift's live success and Beyoncé's blockbuster tour jolted the entire U.S. economy. But fans willing to shell out big bucks were plagued by ticketing troubles and inflation. Now, Washington may be taking action. Ivan Rodriguez looks at how these pop phenoms may be changing the game.
Taylor Swift breaking records again.
This is so good.
While Beyoncé continues to bust music barriers.
You won't break my soul.
Both building on the momentum of last year's unprecedented tour ticket sales that boosted the U.S. economy, with fans shelling out hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars to see their favorite artists.
This is a significant amount of spending that people are still funneling towards entertainment and concerts.
But the phenomenon of funflation is raising red flags in Washington. The U.S. Justice Department is planning to sue Live Nation and Entertainment, the country's largest concert promoter and parent company of Ticketmaster, for breaking America's antitrust laws, according to reporting from the Wall Street Journal that cited anonymous sources familiar with DOJ's plans.
It's impossible for a consumer to tell what's going into these ticket prices. It's really frustrating on the consumer side and also feels unfair.
For its part, Ticketmaster has defended its practices, arguing before Congress last year that it doesn't set ticket prices or determine how many seats go up for sale.
Pricing and distribution strategies are determined by the artists and their teams. Service fees, even if they're called ticketing fees, are retained mainly by the venues.
Yet, despite consumer anger over exorbitant fees when buying online, the concert-going craze isn't over.
People have rethought how they prioritize what they spend their money on, and that we're going to see continued spending on experiences rather than just stuff.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Swift continues to break record after record with her latest album, The Tortured Poets Department, becoming the most streamed album on its first day across Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Music.
Forget Imagine fire-breathing dragons. An Ohio company is selling a flame-throwing welding robotic dog named Terminator. It boasts an ARC flamethrower that delivers on-demand fire anywhere. It can be operated remotely through Wi-Fi on Bluetooth and has a battery life up to an hour. Terminator is currently priced at $9,420.
Coming up in sports, Mike Neckers is in the studio with the latest in Laker sports and beyond.
Mike, can you give us a quick preview?
Coming up after the break, one Oswego sports team has a lot to celebrate, and an ex-NFL player is finally getting the recognition he deserves. I'll have all this and more after the break.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up of that one.
Broadcast
Look
news.
at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back. I'm Mike Neckers with your Wednesday Night Sports Report. We'll kick things off right here in Oswego, where 3 members of the Oswego State men's golf team have been selected to the Empire 8 Second Team All-Conference. Gavin Neuland, Connor Tierney, and Tyler Donahue were all selected following their impressive performances at the Empire 8 Championships. Along with this, Donahue was named to the Empire 8 men's golf sportsmanship team. And last but certainly not least is Oswego head coach Mike Howard, who was named Empire 8 Coach of the Year, leading the Lakers in an extremely successful season. We'll stay in Oswego and move over to the turf now, where the women's lacrosse team took on the Cortland Red Dragons today at 4 p.m. Despite a valiant effort and 2 goals from Julia Quirk, the Lakers couldn't get anything going on the offensive side of the field. Cortland led 12 goals to 2 at the half, and their lead continued to grow as they finished the game on top, 17-4. We'll jump back in time to 2005 when Reggie Bush was originally awarded the Heisman Trophy for his impressive accolades as a running back at USC. The trophy was taken from him in 2010 after it came to light that Bush had received improper financial benefits during his time as a USC Trojan. Fast forward to 2024, and Bush's Heisman is finally being returned to him. Bush hopes to work with the organization to advance their values and mission as they navigate a growing and changing world. We'll stick with football because the NFL draft is set to begin at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. The draft will take place in Detroit, Michigan this year and is projected to feature USC quarterback Caleb Williams as the #1 overall pick to the Chicago Bears. Over the course of 3 days, 257 players will be drafted by the 32 NFL teams as they prepare for the 103rd season of the NFL. We'll finally get off the grass and move over to the ice where last night the New York Rangers took on the Washington Capitals in Game 2 of their playoff series. And as you can see, the Capitals wasted no time getting on the board. That's Connor McMichael with the first goal just 5 minutes into the game, right over the glove of Shesterkin. An absolute beaut to give the Capitals an early lead in MSG. But the lead would not last too long because, as we all know, New York is the city that never sleeps. And Trocheck certainly wasn't sleeping on this one. He bats down, he redirects the shot from Gustafsson, putting it Bardowski right by Lindgren. You can even hear the ding of the crossbar. Tie game at 1 goal apiece after that one. Trocheck finds Zibanejad across the middle here, and he fires it right into the top left corner. Didn't even give Lindgren a chance here. Right there past him, and it's all smiles and fist bumps for the Rangers after that. But perhaps the smiles did come a little too soon because Tom Wilson slides it across the goal mouth, and Dylan Strome buries it. No problem at all there. Gustafsson decided to grab his second assist here on this one, hitting Roslovic on a tight angle, and he somehow finds the back of the net there. Smiles are back, and K'Andre Miller would add one more to the tally after a beautiful pass, making it 4-2, and the Rangers would walk away with the win. One more goal from the Capitals, but it would not be enough. Will the Capitals bounce back, or will the Rangers continue to dominate? I don't know, but you can catch Game 3 of the series on Friday at 7 p.m.
Thank you, Mike. Stick around to meet our pet of the week.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a closer with that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
Tonight's pet of the week is Coda. Coda is 3 years old and is a very special girl.
Coda was born deaf and blind. She is able to navigate surroundings even though she cannot hear or see. Coda loves people and other dogs.
She is happy when she is snuggling next to a human or other dog. Coda is looking for a home and is available for adoption at the Oswego Humane Society. If you're interested in adopting her, you can go to the Humane Society.
How cute.
Absolutely. Well, I'll give you guys a little quick sports wrap. Tonight we've got some NHL playoffs going on. The Bruins beat the Maple Leafs 4-2, leading the series 2-1 after that win. The Golden Knights are down 1-0 to the Stars right now, up a game but down 1-0. And then the Kings are beating the Oilers again, same scenario, down 1-0, but a good chance for them to come back tonight.
Alrighty, that's our report for tonight.
Thank you for watching and have a great night, everyone.